No, I didn't.
Because you're not big enough, Andrew.
Yeah.
You're not big enough, Andrew. Look at that face.
We can go follower for follower. How many
Go
followers
ahead.
do you have on it?
Follower for follower. Obnoxious. Ooh. Got 150,000. Look at the manipulation on the girl.
Look at how fragile you are.
when
Just because
you-
I told you nobody wanted to.
Look how fragile you are. She's gonna drive you insane. My blood pressure. Not a betting woman. She just. I can't stand women like this. Don't you know what a right is? Like, everything is condescending with this person. I don't know. He has the patience of a saint. I would have flipped the table. And I'm a monkey morphin usually. Take a Valium, Andrew. Take a Valium. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are visiting the channel Whatever, which is of course a very famous podcast that has a lot of debates. And today we're looking at Whatever debate number 23, Andrew Wilson versus Naima. Heated debate round 2. Yeah, get ready to lose IQ points, guys. Before we watch though, check this short out. It really killed me. It really killed me. Yeah. He does the sign of the cross. Oh my gosh. And for all those of you who are like, but he did the sign of the cross the other way around. He's not a Catholic, he's an Orthodox, okay? That's how Orthodox do the sign of the cross. Catholics, up, down, left, right. Orthodox, up, down, right, left. It is what it is. All right, let's go.
Statements straight into open convo. Let's get on.
Yeah, I mean, we were just discussing. I think it's funny. Me and Andrew were actually supposed to do a Jubilee surrounded debate for our kind of part 2 of this conversation. But what ended up happening? Now, I don't work for Jubilee. I'm not going to speak for their administration, but I think the general consensus. Do you know what the theme of the video was supposed to be?
Feminism.
No, so the people who were surrounded, it was supposed to be like Jubilee All-Stars. So it was like surrounded Jubilee All-Stars. And so, of course, we all know each other because it's all the people who've been in Jubilee videos before. And I think the general consensus was that we wanted to debate someone bigger, to be honest with you. So that's why they brought in Charlie Kirk. And he actually was assassinated I want to say a week before we were supposed to do that debate. So, I don't know. It got completely canceled. They rescheduled it, and now we don't know who it's going to be.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty intense. It was weird. The debate was actually scheduled for the day of his memorial.
So you guys all said no to me?
I don't think it was no.
Sounds like you were saying no.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of no.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, not a lot of people really know about the Crucible.
I mean, a lot.
What is she on about? What?
Okay.
I mean, not a lot of people really know about the Crucible.
I mean, a lot more
not
people.
Your Crucible.
A lot more people know. Well, yeah, actually, tell me the names of the people, and let's see if they do know about the Crucible. Who are the names of the Jubilee All-Stars?
I mean, I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone else.
I know, but what are
myself.
the names of the Jubilee All-Stars who would have been there?
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people. Parker,
Well,
Dean.
Parker knows me well. Dean knows me well. Who else?
Yeah, we're not talking about us. Of course, we all know people in the political
Well, I thought you just
sphere.
said nobody. I thought you just said nobody knows the Crucible.
Andrew, I'm talking about the world, the audience. Everyone in a political sphere, of course, knows each other. We're all in an insular community, but outside of this community, do you think you're as big as Charlie Kirk?
No, of course.
This is such a pointless line of argumentation, by the way. Where is she trying to go with this? To say you're no one? Is that what she's trying to do? Is that a way to try to enact dominance, maybe?
Of course not. But
Okay, exactly.
who is?
Yeah.
Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro,
I mean, Candace Owens
Dr.
wasn't
Carlson.
bigger. No, I don't think any of them were bigger than Charlie Kirk.
Nick Crowder.
Nick Crowder?
Well, I mean, they're all bigger than
Who the
you.
hell is Nick Crowder?
Isn't he that guy who does the podcast where he's all
Changed my mind.
mean? I don't know. That's kind of all you guys do.
You mean Steven Crowder?
Oh,
Steven Crowder, yeah.
Yeah, no, Charlie Kirk is definitely bigger than all of them.
sorry. I'm not a huge fan of Steven Crowder's content.
Oh, I mean, were you a big fan of any of their content?
No, but everyone knew about them.
It's a pointless
Yeah,
point.
so I understand. No, I get it.
I mean, I know, Andrew. It sucks to hear that.
But
you know.
they had reached out to me, not me to them. So
Yeah, but you know,
I mean,
it's
I guess
kind of a two-sided thing.
I guess I don't know. You know, I've debated most of those people in the political circles on places like Pierce Morgan. I've never seen you there.
Well, that was kind of part of it. Yeah, I actually got invited to Pierce Morgan. I didn't do it because they asked me like 20 minutes before I was supposed to go on.
How come? Well, now we're speaking about this. How come you canceled on Tim Pool?
Oh, I canceled on Tim Pool because I got a brand deal that was paying me more and I didn't have to leave my house. Actually, I can talk about the Tim Pool thing.
Yeah, because
that got a little
you said
weird.
that you agreed to come on and then canceled.
Okay, so it's very interesting that you say that. When I met with Tim Pool's team, they were not willing to pay me to travel across the country to debate.
Well, they
and
were going to take care of your
also-
flight and hotel.
That's not paying me though. That's paying for my flight. They would have had to do that for anyone. And they also were not. They didn't know who I was supposed to debate yet. So I told them I will agree to do a debate so long as I know who I'm debating and I accept the terms of that
And that's fair.
debate.
Has Jubilee paid you?
Yeah, of course they pay me.
What do
Everybody
they pay?
pays.
What do
me.
they pay you?
That's not your business.
Well, they pay you $25 for gas, right?
No, they pay me more than that.
To show up for the Surrounded.
Of course.
Well, that's interesting because they don't pay any of the conservatives who show up for this.
Dun, 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 the reveal, ladies and gentlemen. I want to see what she says to that.
Surroundeds.
Well, that's a shame. They should advocate for themselves.
Just so you guys know, now we know this, that they pay the conservatives $25 to show up, but they actually pay the progressives.
I don't think
money.
they pay all the progressives. I don't.
Just you.
I like.
Just
I'm not
you?
every single. Yeah.
Just you.
I make them pretty good content. I mean,
To be fair, I think for what I have seen from her, it's not that she makes good content. She makes rage bait because she says crazy shit and people hate watch. Just to be clear.
you don't think it's fair for people to get paid for good work?
I mean, I guess
It's
that's
successful
fine.
work.
I just think it's funny. It's interesting that the conservatives who are in the Surrounded.
When I first
tend
started
not to
doing
get
the
paid.
Jubilee videos, I didn't get paid, and then the more and more successful I was on their platform, the more they offered me. That's
Oh, goodness gracious. This is all about me, me, me.
generally how it works. It's almost like a promotion.
I understand.
That's
I
how
get it.
most jobs work.
I get it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So leftists like Parker and Dean, and you guys refuse to debate with me.
Because you're not big enough, Andrew.
Yeah.
You're not big enough, Andrew. Oh, gosh, the personal attacks. Goodness gracious. What is she? I think what she's trying to do, that's exactly what she does. She will say something purposely obnoxious because she's trying to get under his skin so that she can get a reaction. 100% that's what she's doing.
You don't have a fan base.
You're
There's
bigger
no
than I'm bigger than
purpose.
all of you.
No, you're not.
Way bigger than all of you.
We can go follower for follower. How many
Go
followers
ahead.
do you have on
Follower for follower, obnoxious. Ooh. Man, the ego on this one.
Instagram right now?
Instagram's not a fight. You could take your top off and get 800,000 followers
But
on
I
Instagram.
didn't take my top off, and I got 150,000.
I've got 150,000.
So what? That's nothing.
How many do you have then?
I have over 250K just on YouTube with
How
an
many do you have
average
on
live
Instagram?
audience of 7 to 9,000.
How
What
many-
about
79,000. Holy shit. What is she trying to tell him he's no one? I didn't even know he could pull those numbers. My top. I'm not a streamer per se, so I stream, but I don't stream that often. With that being said, the highest I've ever pulled was like 2,200 people live. And I have 1 million subscribers. So my hat to you, Andrew Wilson. Congratulations. What's she going to say to that? That's nothing.
about
Look
you?
at how badly you have to prove
when
your
you
worth right
when
now.
you go live,
Look how badly you have to prove your worth right now. You attacked him. You attacked him. You are the one. Look at the manipulation on the girl. So she will say, "You're no one. You're not big enough. Honestly, you're not big. You're nothing. You have no followers." And then when the guy's like, "Well, I actually get this amount, these numbers," then he's like, "Well, I'm bigger than you guys." And then she says, "You want to go follower by follower?" And then when he gives her the real data with the numbers he can pull, which are impressive, then she's like, "Look how much you're being defensive. You're being defensive.
Look at how fragile you are.
when
Just because I
you-
told you nobody wanted to.
Look how fragile you are." Man, she's like the perfect representation of the one woman you never marry. And like this, she's gonna drive you insane.
when you
debate
go live, how many live viewers do you get?
I don't go live.
You don't go live.
No.
If you did go live, how many do you think you'd get?
I mean, how
I don't know. I don't go
would you
live.
know, Andrew?
Interesting. All right. Well, I do a lot better than Dean and Parker when I go live on YouTube, and they do. So
I think that's debatable. I'd say
It's
Dean and
not
Parker have a
debatable.
significantly bigger following across platforms.
Mm,
Adam Mockler, all of these people are bigger than you.
I don't think so.
Andrew, look at how badly you have to defend your self-worth.
If you attack his self-worth, it's victim blaming. Victim blaming, lady. You attack his self-worth, he's entitled to defend it. Man, that face. Look at that face. I can't stand women like this.
This is so sad.
You're the one who attacked it.
Andrew, look at how badly you have to defend your self-worth. This is so sad.
You're the one who attacked it.
I'm not attacking it. I'm
Oh, yes, you did, you gaslighter. We can rewind.
telling you what
I'm
happened.
giving you
Nobody
the-
wanted to debate you because if it's an all-star Jubilee episode, we want an all-star
Because you
adversary.
guys were all cowards.
I mean, listen to this. If
You
it's-
guys were just all cowards.
we're not cowards. Andrew, if I was
Well, at least she showed up. So maybe the others are cowards, I don't know. But at least she showed up. I'm trying to be fair up to this point.
Dean and
How-
Parker, tell me why Dean and Parker won't actually agree. I've said I'd give them $20,000 to show up and do a debate live so they can't get fed answers from their little teams.
Andrew, if I was
refuse.
a coward, I wouldn't be debating you right now.
refuse.
The point was, it was an all-stars debate, and you are not an all-star adversary.
Gotcha, you're right.
And she is, though. She is. She's like superior, higher tier, upper echelon.
I mean, I am. You didn't get picked.
But you're here.
See?
yeah,
So
of course
anyway,
I'm here. I
I'm
don't
ready.
give a fuck.
I'm ready when you are, All-Star.
Okie dokie.
Let's go.
So go ahead with your criticisms of
So already, first 8 minutes, continuous direct attacks from this onto him, and he already completely annihilated her. Completely annihilated, and in fact, showed her true colors immediately. Manipulative, dishonest, gaslighter. Welcome. That's 8 minutes in, guys. Strap in.
my worldview.
You're not a Jubilee all-star. Aren't we starting with democracy or no?
Whatever you want to start with.
Okay, Andrew.
Let's.
Andrea?
Why don't we start with, unless you want to get into the criticisms of his specific positions?
I would rather go through all of our positions
Okay.
and then do criticisms of
And
them.
I think he's a good moderator, by the way, for what I've seen so far. I'm so sorry I'm cutting your head. Sorry, man. Didn't mean to be disrespectful.
And Andrew, before we get into the prompts, as I understood it, you wanted to respond to some of Naima's specific criticisms from that you saw online, or
Yeah,
you
but we
wanna
can do that as we go
do
through.
it as we go. Okay.
Criticism
The
of you
first-
that I saw online.
Sure.
I didn't post anything about you online.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I made a
I have clips.
TikTok.
I have clips.
And here are the lies, as usual.
A singular TikTok.
I know, but you lied a lot in it,
I lied in it. Andrew, it's all based on a debate we did together.
I know.
We were both here.
which is why I have all the counter clips for it.
Andrew, I literally posted a video of you not being able to open a pickle jar. What's your counter for that?
I did open the pickle jar.
You didn't open an olive jar.
So not a pickle jar then? Did you open the olive jar?
No.
No.
But
and why
the
did
whole
you say?
point was that you were supposed to be
But
stronger
why
than
did
me
you
as a
say
man.
that wasn't?
He's obviously stronger than you as a man. Look at that. He's got like 3 times your shoulders. You're covering your arm, but I would be quite confident to say that by looking at this tricep and at this bicep right here, and then we compare, we try to imagine what we've got here. Come on now. Come on now. What is she trying to prove? Of course he's stronger than you. The fact that you can't open a jar doesn't mean anything from that point of view. From that perspective. But she, goodness gracious.
Any point that was ever made, you
Is
lied.
that not the point of force doctrine?
No.
The point of force doctrine is opening a jar. He is objectively stronger than you. What are you on about? As most men are. It's just how it is. It's a fact of biology. It's what? But what? But then again, that force doctrine is, oh my gosh, good luck explaining force doctrine to her.
No. And by the way, you said it was greasy. You said the jar was greasy. Why didn't
No,
you
I
tell people
didn't.
that? Yeah, you did.
You said the jar was greasy.
So did-
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
over
you.
and over and over.
So did you.
You don't remember? Do you want to pull up the video
Yeah.
of him being incapable of opening the olive
You want to
jar?
pull up the video of you being incapable of opening it?
Andrew, I never said I was going to be able to.
So the point is, though, it's like, it's really funny to me.
Opening the olive
You want to pull up the...
Sorry.
He has
Yeah.
it.
So the thing is, it's funny is like, you did, though. You did say, yeah, it's greasy. And then you just omitted
No,
all of
I
that.
didn't.
You
I
did.
said it's.
I hate that. No, I didn't. Because you know, the way, how, I don't know. I didn't watch it. But I believe Andrew 1000%. 1, because he does his research. 2, because of how confidently he's saying it. Well, look at her. She needs to look to the side. She's trying to remember. And then she's saying, no, I didn't, just to be contrarian. Because, of course, if she accepts that she did, which she probably did, then that would make her entire line of counter arguments void. So just like a lot of people on her side, for instance, Hassan Piker, they will manipulate the truth, purposely gaslight you, trying to tell you that you're misremembering if it serves their point. Zero honesty, zero integrity.
It's not greasy.
Nope, you didn't. Promise.
Will you just pull
Hang
up
on,
the-
hang on. I got $1,000 in my backpack right now
Look.
that I'll bet you that you said it was greasy when you were asked. I'll put it on the table right now. Put my money where my mouth is.
I'm not really a betting woman.
Yeah, so
sorry.
you're not.
I'm not a betting woman. She just destroyed you. Yo, I love this. I love it and I hate it. How is it possible? Like, I hate it every time she opens her mouth, but he just categorically annihilated. And we are 9 minutes, 58 seconds in. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not a betting woman now, but if you're so confident and you say, no, I didn't, put the money on the table. Money on the table. $1,000, all stars. Subscribe.
Not really sure if you lied about it or not.
Why would it be a lie?
Well, because I think that there was intentionality behind it. So you got drugged.
So what you're trying to
Well, what I
say
think
is that
is-
you were incapable of opening
Well, I
that
think you
olive
got
jar because it
drugs.
was greasy, even though you dried it off with several paper towels.
And that's shifting the goalpost. No, it doesn't matter. The jar was greasy, which of course would explain why it was harder to open. Believable that I have to say that. And you are countering that and saying, And then he says, but you said it too. And you're saying, no, I didn't. Therefore, how can the viewer know which one, before we open the clip, how can the viewer know which of the two is remembering correctly or is stating the truth? Well, look at what he said. He's so confident that he's putting $1,000 on the table. And when that happens, what she does, run away. And now moving because she can't win that anymore. And for with each passing second that she keeps denying the possibility of putting money on the table, she will look worse and worse. And the public will be like, you know what, I don't even need to pull up the clip. I think he's right. When that happens, what she does, she changes the topic.
T-shirt, and then
You
your
couldn't-
assistant was able to open it despite how greasy
But
it was.
you couldn't.
Andrew, you
And
couldn't
Brian,
either.
neither could Brian.
But the point was, it was an
Leave me
attempt
out
to.
of this, please leave me
But
out.
the point wasn't. It was an attempt to emasculate me and show how weak I am. And it turns out that you are just as weak.
Do you think?
This is physically impossible. You should strong arm her now. She's the same type of person that will tell you there is no difference between female and male when it comes to upper body strength, muscle mass, percentages in comparison to, and the actual ratio in comparisons to fat to mass percentages. Like, this is ridiculous. So, you know what should happen now? I should be the mediator. You know what should happen now? Just like he said, I'm going to put $1,000 on the table. Now you should put the arm on the table. So she should do that. Because otherwise it's all theory. You're not really stronger than me. I'm not really weaker than you. Arm wrestle. He's going to break her arm in half.
How would that demonstrate that I was weaker than you?
Yeah.
Because neither of us could open.
Do
the
you want to
olive jar.
arm wrestle?
Thank you.
No.
No, why?
No, of course not. Because you're full of shit. Holy moly, I can't believe it. And it hasn't even started. Wait until they get into feminism at this point. If she's already been completely wiped the floor with Miss All Stars.
This is
you.
ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous shit ever, and it has.
Thank you. Wait a second.
It was an attempt to emasculate me and show how weak I am. And it turns out that you are just as weak.
Do you think? How?
It turns out you're just as weak. No, it could be that the jar was so difficult to open at that point for whatever reason. Let me put this in D&D terms. So I'm going to put it in D&D terms. So, Naima. We have a jar and we have two people that are supposed to open it. One has strength 16, the other one has strength 9. However, in order to open the jar, you need someone with strength 18. So, strength 16, he tries, doesn't open. Strength 9, she tries, doesn't open. But then, the barbarian with strength 18 enters the room and opens it. Does this fact mathematically mean that the person with strength 16 and the person with strength 9 are equal? That's her logics. Good luck having strong political points, considering that's the logics.
How would that demonstrate that I was weaker than you?
Because neither of us could open
Do
the
you want to
olive
arm
jar.
wrestle?
No.
Why?
I don't want to touch
It's
you.
just ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous shit ever, and it has nothing to do with force doctrine.
You're so pressed about it. You just couldn't open an olive jar, man. Get over it.
Okay, bro. I'm just
So
telling
annoying.
you that you
couldn't open an
have
olive
gone
jar.
out of your way.
Look at the bully brat. This is a bully that you see on the right. It's a brat.
To lie over and over about my positions.
Gone out of your way to lie. Dude, your name is not in my mouth. I don't give a fuck about you
just
after I
saying that
leave
you
this
lie a
room.
lot
So
about my
empowered. What an empowered woman.
positions.
I played a clip of you.
What? Okay, but I'm going to play clips that'll show the lies about my positions.
Please.
I
Now-
made one video about
and you lied a
that
lot in the video.
specific moment.
Lied a lot about my positions. You said things like, this man wants to get rid of women.
Even that, what does it mean that you made a single video? So what? A single video can have 17 different points that are lies.
Of women's rights, and you said all sorts of things.
I made
Now,
one video.
said things like, this man wants to get rid of women's rights, and you said all sorts of things.
You said that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Andrew, I just watched our debate back. Yes, the fuck you did.
Okay, tell me my positions then. What is force doctrine? Please
Force
start with
doctrine
that.
is that whole theory that might makes right. Essentially, it is more. Okay, then why don't you define your
No,
theory?
you have to tell. Listen, first, you can't criticize a position
Yeah,
unless
if
you
you
can
don't know
stably tell me
Yeah.
what you think the position means before you criticize it. So, what is
course.
it? What's force
Well,
doctrine?
your position is descriptive. So, do you want to define your terms before we argue on whether or not
I want to know what
we
you
agree?
think force doctrine is, because you're critical of it.
Yeah.
How can you be critical of a position you can't define?
Or understand.
I mean, I think force doctrine is generally the belief that those who their rights.
No.
No?
I didn't skip that. I don't know what happened. Did the editor... let me rewatch it.
Belief that those who their rights.
No.
I don't know, guys.
No?
No.
I don't know, guys. That was cut really weirdly, so I can't judge a definition because it was edited out.
Okay, then explain it to me, Andrew.
Yeah. Force doctrine is the critical belief that rights come to women specifically from men.
From men,
That women
yeah.
always have to appeal to men for the rights collectively.
And that's true.
Okay, so do you believe that anybody has like inherent rights? That there are any inherent human rights regardless of
What the heck is an inherent human right? Unless you connect it to God, what is an inherent human right? When we would have to define what a right is in her mind, because a right is a construct generated by us, and therefore it can be removed by us. No one has rights. It's the jungle. The stronger will and the fittest will win. So you either grind your rights in the divine, or you concede that they are a construct, but no one is born with rights. Because again, if you just look at the evolutionary position on it, then it's the survival of the strongest and the fittest.
Unless you can ground them in God, I don't believe that you can ground rights in anything.
Exactly.
And if you can't,
human rights regardless of
unless
strength?
you can ground them in God, I don't believe that you can ground rights in
Absolutely.
anything.
Yeah.
And if you can, go ahead and do so.
Okay, so then based on your religion, what are the inherent rights that humans
Well,
have?
first, I need you to understand what the criticism is.
Yeah.
So, when I say to you, I don't believe that you can ground rights absent religion, do you agree that that's true or false?
It is absolutely true.
I believe that that's false.
Now,
Of course she does. But now we knew that. Problem is she going to be able to defend it? Because now she needs to prove. She's, of course, entitled to disagree with that, but now she has to tell us how do you ground your rights? Onto what?
okay,
course you can
then
ground
can
rights.
you ground rights for me?
I
Absent
mean-
religion.
Do you not know what rights are?
Oh my gosh.
Can you ground them absent religion? Go ahead.
Grounding rights absent of religion. I mean, there's natural law, there's humanistic theories on law.
Well, I don't know which one you're going to go with, but go with one of them.
Okay, well, let's see. Which one would you prefer? We could do humanistic theory.
Don't you know what a right is? Like, everything is condescending with this person. I don't know. He has the patience of a saint. I'll be honest with you. I would have flipped the table. And I'm a monkey morphin usually.
We could do deontological
I
ethics.
literally don't give a shit. I just want you to ground rights outside of outside of God.
Oh, maybe there was an audio problem before. It wasn't an editing issue. Okay. Cool. Makes sense.
Nick, you got to send me. Okay, continue, guys. Continue with the debate.
I guess what do you mean ground rights? Do you mean justify?
Yeah, who is going to be able to enforce those rights? Right enforcement.
Human rights?
I mean this. When I say ground rights, What are you appealing to? Let's just make it easy. What are you appealing to for rights?
Force
Morality.
doctrine. Morality. Force doctrine. Force doctrine. If morality was sufficient to ground rights, then Nazis, fascists, communists wouldn't exist. Because here's the problem. First, morality shifts. So it depends who you're asking, because to someone something is moral, and to the other person it could be completely immoral. Good luck with that if that's the basis of your rights. Doesn't work. But also he's talking about who can enforce and ensure and deliver those rights. And if they're grounded in morality, it would mean that in the presence of an Adolf Hitler, someone should say, I have the right to speak because it's morally justified, and then you get arrested by the SS. Hence, you couldn't ground the rights. It's really that simple. It's really that simple, guys.
Okay.
That can either be morality through religion, or that can be morality through natural law. That can be morality through a social contract.
I'm not interested in all
that can be morality through creating an egalitarian society
not
that is
interested
functioning.
at all in possibilities.
Yeah,
I'm interested in the one that
reality.
you have.
These aren't possible. I mean,
can you tell
any
me what
and all of them.
I just want to know what you ground rights in.
I ground rights in morality. Rights are moral. It is just and moral to give people basic rights.
Okay, and so the problem is that someone can flip it to you and say, no, according to my morality, the rights that you think are just to me are unjust. And you know what? This happens all the time. This happens all the time. And so at the end of the day, the rights need to be ground, because if we are just speaking in the air, but this is just and true, it's good, and then someone will say, no, it's not, then they are in the air. So who's going to win? The stronger wins, because they can ground them, meaning that, and usually it's through force doctrine at that point. Now you can grinding them through religion is a different discussion, but I want to hear him.
What do you ground morality in?
Are you going to keep asking me, or are you
Yes.
going to actually make an opinion? This is what you do, Andrew. You
Yes, it
ask
is.
questions and questions and questions so that you don't actually have to form an opinion
that's
and
great.
defend it.
That's great. So
Stop
what do you
using
ground-
descriptive arguments.
what do you ground
Make
morality-
an opinion.
what do you ground
Do you
morality
believe
in?
that humans have
What do you
inherent value?
ground morality in?
Do you believe that humans have inherent
We
value?
can't go anywhere with the debate unless you can tell me what you ground morals in.
So do you exclusively ground morals in your belief in God?
I've already said 5 times yes. Now
Okay,
I need to
so
know what
if
you
God,
ground.
But hold on. Listen to me. If God did not exist,
I'm not interested
would there
until
be
you tell
zero
me.
morals?
Not interested until you tell me what you ground morality in. Tell me what you ground morality in.
I don't even understand why you're asking this question.
Okay, so
Which kind of makes you unfit to discuss the topic, but maybe he's going to be generous and explain it.
Where are you going with it?
You said, I asked you, do you believe that rights can be grounded outside of God? You said yes. So I'm asking what they're grounded in outside of God.
Social order.
What does that mean?
Social order.
It means creating a society that functions. If no humans have rights, then you can't function as a society.
There are a lot of societies that removed a lot of human rights and things that you think that absolutely, you can't touch them, and yet they still functioned. So, my gosh, I look at him, I understand him so well.
Everyone would just be attacking each other all the time.
So you would have a society that functioned?
No, you would have an anarchic society if there is no
And that would
social
be,
order.
What would make that unfunctional? It would be something
I mean, no
that
one could
functioned in a way you
collaborate
didn't
with
like.
each other. Everyone would be constantly killing each other and maiming each other and raping
But
each
do you
other.
see how you're just making an appeal that morality just is preference-based, just fits your preference?
It's not preference-based. It's a necessity.
It is preference-based because you are selectively deciding what rights are just. And someone will disagree with you. Who's going to enforce?
human necessity.
It's not necessary
Yes,
for you to have rights.
are necessary for survival. The
Demonstrate
right to life.
So rights are necessary for survival. She needs to take a biology class at this point. Because I can imagine, I can see the T-Rex not giving a shit about the rights of a velociraptor. The T-Rex will eat the velociraptor and survive. So there is that.
The right to life?
Yes, the right to life is necessary for survival.
You think that there's a right to life?
Yes, of course I believe there's a right to life.
Okay. And what do you ground that in?
I ground that in our ability to survive as a species. If nobody had a right to life, then what would stop Brian from just shooting up everyone in this room?
Force.
Yeah,
Our society
exactly.
could not function based solely on force.
Our society is absolutely based solely on force. That is what the law does. Brian cannot shoot her because there would be consequences. The police would arrive, would arrest him, and so that acts as a deterrent. Sometimes they might be able to stop him. Problem is, that's exactly how it works. She hasn't got a clue.
And how come
We
societies?
would all just be beating each other up all
and
the
how
time.
come societies right now do?
Societies don't exist solely on force. We have tons of other forms of power that exist in society.
Yeah, like, I have the power of representation and the power of being nice and tolerant. So if a foreign enemy invades us, I will tell them, but I have the power of tolerance, and so they will be repelled without force. Am I right?
Do you agree with me that there are societies which function purely on force?
Yeah, and they suck. Name a singular one that
North
exists
Korea.
that is like
Yeah, but
fun to live in.
Do you see how now you're changing the goalposts? So
Yeah.
I'm not
you said
changing the
before,
goalposts. I'm trying to create
Yes,
a
you are.
society.
Remember how we
that
weren't
is
talking about interruptions?
progressive.
Can I at least make the
You've
point?
interrupted me like 5 times since we started.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
sure.
Well, so anyway, where you switched the goalpost here was you said that societies cannot exist. They can't exist absent rights. And my contention here is that they can. They can exist
they
just
can.
via force.
Eventually,
Hang on.
exist.
Let me make
They
the
will not
point.
work.
Let me make the point. They can exist absent rights. And you say that rights are necessary for societies to exist. Clearly, that's not true. I can point to you right
North
now
Korea.
societies where they don't have rights.
Name a singular society where no human has any rights that exist.
North Korea. Anything you have that's a right comes from the state.
They still have a right to life.
They have a right to life? Yeah, you go to North Korea, scream against their totalitarian overlord, and say that he's a muppet. But then when they come and arrest you, you say, but I have a right to life. She's delusional. She's delusional.
No, there's no right to life. They take you out in the field and shoot you if you look
So
at them
then why
cross-eyed.
don't you go
Yeah.
live in North Korea?
Oh my gosh, why don't you go live in North Korea? Guys, I don't know if I can do this. My blood pressure. Look at, she just lost the point, and so she does the personal attack that is completely irrelevant to the validity or the logical consistency of the point that was just presented by Andrew. This is ridiculous.
Is that an argument?
Would you like to go live
Is that
in
an
North
argument?
Korea, Andrew?
Is that an
Not
argument?
an
Are you
argument.
arguing in favor of North Korea? You think
Are you arguing in favor of North Korea? This is the equivalent of me saying Cleopatra was not black, and people telling me, are you saying you don't want to see black people on the screen? That's her. That's this face. Right here. Completely. She just said she does good work. This is not good work, Naima. This is embarrassing.
the North Korean government structure is fun? A vibe? Like, why would anyone want to go there?
What does that have to do with anything I just said?
Because it's not a sustainable society.
Okay, but
It's a society that perpetuates human
Let's
suffering
try this
because
again.
no one has any.
She doesn't even know how to address the argument. She doesn't even understand the point.
Free will.
I know that.
Why don't you
So as
make an
we're doing,
opinion now?
as
Why
we're
don't you give an
doing,
opinion
as we're
now,
doing the
Andrew?
obfuscation here, I just want to point this out.
It
I
is an
asked you
obfuscation, yeah.
how you ground rights. You said rights exist absent preference, and I said, okay, if they exist absent preference, how come I can point? Well, you said you have to have rights for there to even be a society. I can point to a society where humans have no rights, and clearly that's a society. So I don't understand how it is that you think that you can't have societies which exist without rights, and you still haven't given me accounting for where rights come from. And so it's critical. I gave you my opinion about force doctrine. I told you what I think about rights.
So do you-
And so
okay.
hang on. And so I told you what I think about rights. Right now, we're just clarifying the language so you can't do the fallacy of equivocation. I don't want you to move between separate definitions of a word using vagueness, which is fallacious, a fallacious debate move. I want you instead to be very clear on what rights are, what you ground them in,
He's on point.
where they come from, and that's what we're debating about if we're talking
Destroyed.
about rights. So please do so.
We're not debating about that. We're debating about force doctrine and the morality of force doctrine. Do you believe that force doctrine is moral?
Yes.
Do you believe that it is moral to take
Yeah, and it is, and so do you, because if he starts doing stuff that you think it's homophobic, transphobic, and then he starts, for instance, trying to enact and enforce his values on you by force, you would call the police, which means you love false doctrine.
Rights away from people on the basis
This is
of force.
pure
Do you
obfuscation.
believe in coercive power?
This is pure obfuscation.
But my issue
I
with
do
you,
think it's
Andrew.
fair for you to answer his
It
questions.
is.
I think, honestly, Andrew, my issue with
I
where
don't
you're
care about
going in
anything
this
you're about to
debate-
say. Just want to know
If
where
you don't care
rights
about
come
anything
from.
that I'm about to say, then why should I
Where
bother to
do
speak?
rights come from?
I believe that humans have natural rights. I believe that humans are
Okay,
entitled to
natural rights.
Yes.
Okay, so natural
Finally.
right theory is what Nala believes, or I'm sorry, not Nala. What is it? Naima, sorry. Natural rights. Okay, and
I don't think
where
that they have to be ordained by God.
and
I
where-
believe that everyone has an inherent set of rights.
they're inherent.
Yes.
Fantasyland.
Natural,
Okay.
inherent, these are synonyms.
So where do they come from?
Natural, inherent, these are synonyms. No, they're not, actually. Natural means one thing, inherent is another. Two completely different words, not synonyms.
They come from our existence. What do you mean? It's a right.
What do
It's
you
not
mean?
a physical thing. Like, you get that, right?
No.
You get that, right? Constantly an attack at his intelligence. Constantly. This is such a weak mind.
No?
Can you explain it for me?
No. Well, the right to life,
Yeah.
life comes from being alive. So what do you mean, where does it come from?
Can't-
Where does life come from?
No,
Well,
where-
life
where do
comes
the-
from when a man and a woman are in love and they hold hands for a very long time.
Yeah.
They can make a baby. That's where life comes from.
So these natural rights that you claim that we have, which are inherent, if
Yes.
they're inherent, does that mean that everybody has them?
Yes, I believe everyone has them, but they can be infringed upon, and that is immoral.
I see. So
That
you're-
is the definition, of, in my opinion, of morality, is infringing on one's natural rights.
So you're born with rights.
Yes.
So they're not social constructs that we make up? They exist outside of that?
Of course, they're social construct. Andrew is annihilating at points. And now that she's confronted with the truth, objective reality, she's going to deny it.
Well, I mean, it's not a physical thing.
Oh, it's not. Well, I'll tell you a couple of terms. Objective and then subjective. Objective means that it does not depend on a mind. An
Exactly.
example is that tree out there would exist if there was no
Andrew,
mind.
I know what objective and subjective means.
Then tell me what subjective means.
Subjective is something that is malleable, it can change. It's not a fact.
No. Subjective, no. Philosophical subjectivity just means depends on a mind.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
exactly what I just said.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
So anyway, back to this though. I was trying to give you the example so I could clarify the position. I want to try to have a good faith debate. I
Yes,
don't know why
Andrew.
you refuse to clarify your positions for me.
I just clarified my position. for
Okay,
you.
so
now clarify
so
yours for
is
me.
it so are rights subjective?
I believe rights are subjective across society.
Then how can they be inherent?
I believe that certain rights are inherent and certain are subjective.
Okay,
Nonsense. It's either they are objective and therefore inherent, or they are subjective, therefore they are a construct. And if they are a construct, they require false doctrine to be enacted.
so how so
I mean, there's no limit on
so
how many
which
rights a
in-
human can
which
have.
inherent rights are objective?
Which inherent rights are objective?
Yeah.
I think that the right to life is objective.
Okay, so then if it's objective and it does not depend on human minds, where can we find it?
We can find it in being alive. What the fuck are you talking about?
Where can you find the right to life absent the grounding in meaning all minds are gone? Remember I told you objective means you don't need any human minds. I tried to explain this to you a second ago. Now you just walked into a horrible trap.
She did.
Objective means does not depend on a mind. What you said just got done telling me is that you have an inherent right to life and it's objective. That would mean that right does not
Require a
require human minds.
Exactly.
So
No.
you should be able to point to where it is.
Which means then the only answer will be if they are objective, they have to be grounded in God, because God is absent the human mind. But if they are subjective, then they are a construct of the mind, and therefore remove the mind, you remove the right. It is so obvious, but she doesn't have the capacity to even entertain what the explanation is. But she doesn't even understand oh gosh.
Where is it?
Andrew, rights are not physical, though. Not everything that is objective is physical.
Okay, then what is everything that's subjective if it's not physical?
Well, you just defined it.
What?
You just defined
What are you
is
talking about?
objective.
An objective means it requires
Factual,
or
yeah.
does not
Can you
require
just Google
human
objectivity?
minds.
Honestly, this is getting annoying.
Philosophical objectivity requires minds. Put that in.
No, don't put requires minds. Just put definition.
I'll do it for both of you.
Thank you.
So objectivity, the quality of being objective. Here,
Thank you, Merriam-Webster.
Yeah.
You have to put
so lazy nowadays.
philosophical objectivity requires minds.
Okay.
That way we
do-
can clarify
Let's just do a basic definition of
I'll do hers,
objectivity
and I'll
and
do
work off
yours.
of that.
So objective, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions
Exactly. So absent the mind. Yeah.
in considering and
works.
representing facts.
Still works.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Still
but
works.
that would have to be material.
Not all facts are material, Andrew.
Ones.
I mean, air exists, and
Is air
currently,
material?
Air is not material. Oh my god. Air is not material. She thinks air is spiritual now. Air is spiritual, guys.
Actually, yeah, air is material. Okay, yeah, air is material. I'll give you that one. Oh God. Oh God.
Okay, so we have inherent rights that aren't material, but they're objective.
Andrew, there are immaterial facts. Do you genuinely not believe that?
What?
I mean, thoughts. Like humans
aren't-
have thoughts.
where do-
Thoughts are not material,
Where
but
do
they are a
where
fact.
do thoughts come from something material?
But a thought is not material.
How do you know?
Believe that a thought is material?
How do you know?
When you have thoughts, does steam rise out of your fucking head?
How do you
No.
how do you know a thought's not material?
How do you know thoughts are?
Well, the thing is
What
like
thought that you've had is material?
you would
Andrew?
ground a thought in a brain, right?
Yeah, but a brain and a
Right.
thought are two different
Yeah,
things.
so you would agree with me that if there was no more brains, there would be no more thoughts.
Yes.
Well, your brain creates thoughts.
He destroyed her. It's the same thing. The right is an abstract, and it's grounded in either God or the human mind. So it's the human mind that creates the right, just like it's the human mind that creates the thought, or it's God that creates the right, right? But removing God for a moment, since that's not what she thinks she's grounded in, he just destroyed her. He just destroyed her.
So without
But a
so-
thought is immaterial.
So without-
Are you really trying to argue that there is a material thought?
Oh, what I'm telling you
Then
is,
what the fuck are you talking
I'm
about?
going to tell you so that you understand. Do you agree with me that if we have no more brains, we have no more thoughts?
Sure.
Okay, great. Then what that means is that you're appealing to something material for thought. Okay,
But a thought is still immaterial.
Okay, well,
It doesn't
well,
negate
hang
that.
on, hang on. The trick here is to understand that when I say objective, right?
Sure.
It means it doesn't depend on a mind. When I say subjective, it means it does depend.
Okay.
Hang on. I want you to be very clear.
Sure.
It means that it does. So when I say, where do rights come from? You say rights are objective. That means they exist somewhere outside of minds. So can you tell me where?
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that objectivity needs to exist physically. I think that things can be objective without existing physically. But why don't you give an opinion on your actual belief?
Because right now I'm just trying to figure out what the terms are for rights themselves so we don't equivocate.
Do you not know what rights are?
I don't
The
know what you
opposite of
think they
left.
are. What are
Right.
they?
Exactly.
I
I don't know what you think they are. Excellent comeback.
Just told you. What
Well, you
rights
just told me
are.
that they're objective, but then you don't give me any grounding for
Certain
them.
rights are objective.
Well, okay,
yes.
where did- then-
They are objective and grounded in human morality, which can be based on a God, as you do.
So she's grounding a non-physical thing, the rights, onto another non-physical thing, morality.
Or which can be based on our conception of natural law.
Does human morality require a mind?
Sure, Andrew.
Well, then it can't be objective.
Yes, it can, because objective things can be immaterial. You don't know what objective means. You're using one definition you found. Can you repeat the definition that you...
There is a sub-definition too, not dependent on the mind for existence. Actual. I'll repeat hers though.
Will you stop
of a
deep-throating the
person.
mic? Andrew, stop doing this to your face.
You're coping so bad. You're so dumb.
repeat.
You know, I can't believe you did this so bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Of a person or their judgment, not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. Also, Andrew, did you want me to look up something or?
I just want to know if rights are objective and they don't depend on minds, can you please tell me where I could find them?
Andrew, how could you there are things that exist that are not physical.
I'm not talking
Do you
about
understand
whatever
that?
you think exists. It's not physical.
There
I
is
just
no
want to know,
limited number
I
of
just want to know
rights.
about rights right now. Just
It's
rights.
immaterial. Do you understand that? It's a concept. Do you know what a concept is?
Do concepts require minds?
Sure, Andrew. Then rights exist in your mind.
Then where's it? So then they're not objective.
But something can exist in your mind and still
But
be
are we
objective.
talking about something, or are we talking about rights?
So do you not think that people have an objective right to life?
Listen,
Like what?
Yeah, people do not have an objective right to life unless you connect it to God. If you don't connect it to God, it's not objective, it's subjective, and it's something that as a society we decide this is the right thing to do, but it's not objective. And the reason why you know it's not objective is that, of course, it can be taken from you.
Are you arguing
right
Andrew?
now, I'm
You're
just trying to
arguing
get
on
to.
One at a
Hold
time,
on,
please.
can I
One at a
just-
time.
Go ahead.
You're
Go ahead,
arguing
and then
on
Andrew,
a
you respond.
definition because you don't want to actually have to defend your opinion.
Now she's analyzing.
Why would I ever, in a million years, be required to defend rights if you can't even fucking tell me what they are?
I just did
Yeah,
8
but
times.
but I just pointed out all the incoherency with what
Yeah.
you just said. It's
No,
totally
you didn't.
incoherent. It's completely incoherent.
Rights are the immaterial concept that humans deserve certain, I wouldn't say benefits, but I guess like, actually, what is a good word for that? Not benefits.
Entitlements.
Privilege.
Yes, I'll take
privilege.
entitlements. I like that one.
Got it. And so they're subjective. They're not objective.
So do you not believe that anyone has any
It's not.
rights?
I'm asking you to
I
please
want you
define.
to define a belief. Make a statement.
That's
Andrew.
great. Right now, we're just trying to figure out what rights are. Are they subjective or not?
I think that certain rights are not subjective.
Okay, can you demonstrate the rights that are not subjective?
I think that rights can be infringed upon, but I
Can you
think
tell me
that
the
is
rights that
immoral.
aren't subjective?
I think that the right to life is not subjective.
Okay, so it's
I've just said it like
so
8 times.
So the right, this right which exists for
Mm-hmm.
life, that doesn't require human minds?
Well, everything requires human minds.
Then it
Andrew.
can't be objective.
Then everything is subjective.
Wait a second. You're so right. So from your view, everything that's a right would be subjective?
I think that everything that exists would be subjective at that point.
Okay.
Anything that comes from our minds and doesn't exist in the natural world would be subjective.
Okay, so then rights are subjective, meaning it's just concepts that we make up.
Yes.
I don't think that rights are concepts that we make up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
So who makes them? The planet? The stars? The dust in the Milky Way?
sorry. I just don't. I mean, maybe you don't believe humans have rights, but I do.
Okay.
And look, the moral high ground. You don't believe humans have rights because you're a fascist, but I do. I think that they have rights. Objective. All right, guys, that was half an hour. I'm gonna have to do this in sessions. Okay, and if you liked this and it goes well, and you share it and you comment, I'll continue. Okay, we'll make an episode series of this. But for now, oh, for crying out loud. Take a Valium, Andrew. Take a